Alright, I wanted to make this video real quick to talk about what's on my mind. It's probably going to be a very rusty video. This is essentially the beginning of me trying to recover my thinking abilities. For a while, I've been outsourcing my thinking to AI, and I haven't realized it. It was only until recently. And I just recognized how bad that is, because what you're essentially doing is you're just building up a debt that you're eventually going to rue. You're sacrificing your chances of success for instant progress. And I was worried about my demise coming from not being able to work fast enough. So I was constantly consulting AI to help me find the right answers so I didn't have to waste time failing, because I thought that was going to be the reason. I was going to run out of time to succeed. When in reality, it would just be because I was becoming less self-sustainable. Because as much as with AI, if you keep doing that, outsourcing your abilities to AI, you're going to have faster progress, but your probability of failure starts out low, and then it increases higher, more and more to failure as time goes on. You might have ultimate success, but since that costed more and more and more of your thinking, like, you left, your ability was way back here. You have never evolved since then. You haven't earned all this progress. So all it takes is one moment where you're caught being an imposter and you lose everything. Whereas if you constantly improve how self-sustainable you are, aka your thinking, you're going to start out with a high failure rate, and you might fail over and over and over. There might be no sight of success anywhere near you. But then eventually you might have some progress, and then that probability goes down, and it goes down some more, and you might have some failures along the way, but eventually your chances of success are going to converge to certainty. It will never hit certainty, but it will be pretty damn close. Eventually you're going to make it. You're going to reach your goals. So that's why you need to learn to become more self-sustainable. Obviously, it's not a black and white answer. It makes sense sometimes to outsource some thinking. That's why we have research. You're not going to find out how many gallons of jet fuel an airplane can hold just by ruminating on it. Maybe you could. If you know enough already, you could probably think through it enough by using deductive reasoning. But it just makes sense at that point if it's just a curious question you have, just to Google it. But that's the trap. You have to constantly regulate yourself to make sure you're not doing it too much, and making sure it's not touching your thinking abilities too much. You should want to become self-sustainable in life. You shouldn't want to depend on other people. The more you outsource your sovereignty to other people or other things and your abilities, the more trapped you're going to become, and the more doomed you are. Anyways, that's my TED Talk. That's what I've been going through recently, and I hope other people can learn from this. I'm starting to realize that a lot of people, like high schoolers, I'm sure people in college too, they don't write anymore. It's a side tangent, but I think that the way the school system teaches people to write, I mean, there's conventions that you have to do for it, but I think it limits a person's ability, especially a growing person in their teenage years, to criticize how they write their thoughts down. And maybe it's for the sake of getting a job, so you can so your writing can be respected, which that makes sense. But again, like, the reason why they don't teach certain life skills like journaling is just so important, because you're able to explore your thoughts more. You understand who you are as a person, how you think, and you literally develop expertise in ideas that you're curious about. metacognition, thinking about how you think, it's just so important. And I wish someone would teach kids that. That's all.